The most thought about person in the room, Kyäni, Green Diamond, Benjamin Heyny.
Yes, chat, of course, I will pay back someday. So, you have seen, at least it was 13% of the room were thinking about me. Then it increases to 22%. Now I hope it's 100%. And of course, these are exactly the same improvements which you will have with your business thanks to Kyäni Prime. 13% this month, 22% next month, and in the following month you will have 100% improvement with your QV, and I hope we will do that and we'll help you to give you as much as value I can get in the next few minutes. So let's get right into the topics. My topic is how to close properly and increase your conversion rate. First of all, it's very, very important that you understand that we help people to make a decision to get started. So it's our job to help them really understand the value of this amazing Kyäni business opportunity. So always be confident, always act professional. Even if you're a jade, a garnet, a pearl, you have already acted like a diamond in order that you can become one. That's very important. So closing starts already at the invitation. I will come back to that point later. But if you know already at the invitation, at the closing, when you start the closing call, the hot button of your prospect, it's very, very easy to close them and help them to make a decision to get started in our business. But it's also very important that numbers never lie. So divorce yourself from results and more with the process. The key to become a master closer is to take action, to do it every single day. Also on the days you want to, and also on the days you don't want to, you just go out and you do the work, you do your job every single day. Very important is that you don't take decisions for other people. You don't decide, you don't want to decide and you don't want to think for other people. Our job is to just inform everybody and they will think and decide for themselves. So it's all about the numbers. So, I have a question in the room to all of the diamonds that are both sitting in the front row. Who of you have a 100% conversion rate? Like 100% you close every single person who is coming on an appointment. Including me, there's nobody. So for everybody, this is very important to understand. You will never have a 100% conversion rate. So it's very important that you take away the fear from receiving a no from a prospect by simply doing it. So even if you have a conversion rate from 5%, closing 5% of the people who are coming on an appointment to you, you still have the opportunity to become a diamond if you're doing enough income-bringing activities. So let's get into the details of my part. So I have here 5 questions. I sometimes use them almost every day because I like them, because they are very easy to help people that they make a decision. So these 5 questions are very simple. The first one is based on all you have seen so far. So you asked that your prospect, okay? Based on all you have seen so far, on a scale from 1 to 10, where do you see yourself right now? And then most people will say 6 or 8 or 10. When they say 10, you can skip all the other questions and you can go right away into the registration process. But if they say a 3, a 4, a 5, doesn't matter what they are saying, always be confident, always act professional and say, oh, a 5, that's absolutely great. Because some people are probably skeptical and if they say 5, for them it's good. So don't think probably it's bad in your opinion. Always say, oh, well, sounds great. So what amount of money will you have to earn to make Kyäni worth your time? And then they will come out with a specific number. That's very important. So they will ask you, or they will tell you, for example, 2,000 euros. Let's make that an example. How many hours a week could you invest to earn that amount of money? And then they will say, probably, yeah, well, 10 hours every single week. Most of the time, the people tell you a number which they cannot earn right away in their situation, in their life, with their current job. So 2,000 euros additional income with 10 hours a week, come on, if they go to their boss on Monday and they ask their boss if they will pay them 2,000 euro more, they will never be able to do that. So here, you really show them, with Kyäni it's possible. And most important on that question is that it's about them, not about us. So you ask them what they want, and then you ask them. So, how long would you give us both, working together automatically, earn this amount of money, monthly, on a passive residual income? And here it's very, very important, you can use Kyäni Prime. Because here, you can always say, okay, let's make a 12-month commitment. I don't sponsor you if you don't give me the 12-month commitment that you really stay in this business until you're succeeding. And the last question, it's very simple, because you just add the answers of the prison-preferred 3 questions. If I show a way automatically where you can earn about 2,000 euros every single month, additional passive income with 10 hours a week, would you be ready to start your business together with me? And then most likely, they will say yes. Why? Because first, you find out what they want, and then you ask them, that's the psychology behind the questions, if I give you what you want, do you want it? Of course they will say yes. So that's an example. So, I have a question to all of you guys, and the question is, what is the #1 reason people don't start in network marketing? Maybe they say, oh well, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't believe in the products, whatever, they will make any excuses. But the #1 reason why they don't start in network marketing and why they don't start in Kyäni, it's because they are not asked. Because probably the business partner was too afraid to ask. So whatever you do, be sure that you ask your prospect, and that's the most easiest way to do that. Do you have any more questions? Or are you ready to get started right now? So if they don't have questions, most likely they will say, okay, let's do it, let's start together. So very important, also on this topic, handle objections, is that you inform everybody, but you don't recruit everybody. I never recruit people who I have to motivate. I recruit self-motivated people. I can build and nurture them to become leaders. That's very important, because you don't want everybody in your business. It's better to have a satisfied customer instead of a nagging distributor who is lazy, for example. So to the right person, you cannot say anything wrong, and to the wrong person, you cannot say anything right. It's very important. The key, also here, the takeaway message for you is that you just do it. So, of course, they can say, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I haven't tested the products yet. Well, exactly why, when they tell you, I haven't tested the product yet, exactly that's why you need the starter pack, right? Because we don't want you to launch a new product in the European market which you have never taken before. You can ask them, can you judge a product which you have never taken before? They will say, no. What would be the best way for yourself to find out if the product is really working for you or not? They will say, well, if I take them for myself. Exactly, that's why we have our business builder packages, that you have enough products to take it for yourself. So, one way to handle objection, if they don't want to start, downsell, and to convert them into customers. With Kyäni Prime, we now have the perfect opportunity to do that. And the other way to handle objections is that you become a storyteller. The best leaders in Kyäni, they are the best storytellers. So I urge you, at the next break, after the session, that you go to a distributor of Kyäni which you don't know and ask them for their stories. Get to know each other. This is why events are so important, that we can connect to each other, that we can connect to each other, that we get to know each other, that we really can share stories, because you always can share, you can use a story by handling an objection. If they say, well, I don't have enough time, you can say, oh, I completely understand that, that's perfect, but let me share you a story of one of your distributors in your team. They also didn't have the time, but now they're successful and they have the time they really deserve, and also the money to spend the time, because money doesn't bring you anything if you don't have the time to spend it. So you can always use stories to handle objections. So, 3 questions your prospect is always asking themselves. And I love that questions. What do I have to do? What do I get? But the most important question is, can I do this? So how do we take away the fear of the people? It's also very simple if you just use questions. You ask them at the end of a sponsor meeting, of a PBR, of a meeting, you just ask them, hey, if you would start today, just imagine if you would start today, who would be your sponsor? Who would enroll you? And then they say, for example, yeah, well, it's Manfred. Okay, so what did Manfred do to enroll a new distributor? Oh, well, yeah, he invited me. Okay, did Manfred explain you anything? Did he present something to you that works in a three-way call, in a three-way conversation very, very well? And then I say, no, he just invited you, right? Yeah. Can you do the same, like Manfred did by you? And they will say, yeah, sure. It's easy. So that's one way how to take away the fear. And I've learned in Vienna, I've learned something from Scott Bulch, and I love that quote, what we have here. People don't say no to more money, they don't say no to more health, they say no to the things they have to do after they say yes. That's something Scott Bulch said in Vienna, I guess 2 years ago at the convention. I took that quote, and it's every day in my mind, because it's really the true value core of how to close somebody. You know, if you take away the fear of them, and they can imagine what they have to do after they say yes, it's really simple and really easy for them to make a decision. And on the other side, if you know the why, so the hot button, let's come back to this topic of your prospect. If you really know the why of them, it's very easy to help them to get started. And I want everybody of you to just now imagine if you would be in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, and there are 2 towers, they're more than 500 meters high. Just imagine, I want to ask you directly a question. Imagine there would be a wood bridge from one tower to the other, in 400 meters high. And it's just 10 centimeters thick. How much money would I have to pay you that you go from the one side to the other side? Just think about that. How much money would I have to pay you that you go from the one side to the other side? Just 10 centimeters. Some of you would say $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. Some of you would say, never ever in my whole life for no money in the world, especially the people who are afraid of heights, like my sister. So, but just imagine another situation, but the same task. Imagine on the other side of the tower, there is the person in your life you love the most. Probably it's your parents, probably it's one of your children, and they are coming inside of you, so they are coming to you. They try to come to the other side, you try to come close to them, and they are about to fall. How fast would you be on the other side to catch them? Instantly. How much money would I have to pay you to do that? Nothing. And everybody of you would do it. And that's powerful. So think about your why right now. Your why about the business. If you have your why, if it's strong, you are confident, and it's easy to close other people. Because people will feel it, and they will get started because they want to follow you, because you know exactly where you want to go and what is your why. Your why has to be as big like the story, like the person you love the most in your life. And then you will succeed. So I want everybody from you that you spell after me, that you repeat after me, that you say right now, I am good enough. So translators, hopefully catching up. Please repeat after me, I am good enough. Say it a little bit louder so they can hear you out there. I am good enough. Say it like you mean it. I am good enough. Hug your neighbor and tell them you are good enough.
I'm good.
So, Information is good. But if information would be the key for reaching your potential, for fulfilling your dreams, if information would be the key, everybody from us would be happy, skinny and healthy and successful. Right? So what is the key? The key is the biggest sale in your Kyäni career, what you have to close. It's that you close yourself on the fact that you are good enough. Thank you very much.